My name is Daniel Carter, and for once, I wanted a day that was about me. Not work, not family obligations, just me. So I booked a private dining hall called the Silver Room. It wasn't cheap. In fact, it cost me $92,720 to arrange everything. The room had soft golden lights, long curtains, and a table that stretched across the entire space. 57 chairs were placed perfectly around it. I chose that number because I thought it would finally bring everyone together. Family, friends, people who always said they cared but never showed up when it mattered. I got there early, around 6 p.m. The staff welcomed me politely, and I walked around the room, adjusting small things that didn't even matter. Straightening a fork. Moving a glass by an inch. I kept checking my watch, then my phone. At first, I told myself people were just running late. That's normal, right? By 6:45 p.m., the candles on the cake were ready. The food was warm, waiting to be served. The chairs were still empty. At 7:03 p.m., my phone buzzed. It was my sister, Olivia. I opened the message, expecting something simple like on my way. Instead, it read, "Don't wait up, everyone's at my promotion party instead." I didn't react right away. I just stared at the screen, reading it again and again like it might change. 7 minutes later, another message came in. This time from my mother. "By the way, I put the $92,720 dinner on your card. Hope that's fine." That was it. No apology. No explanation. I typed one word, noted. Then I locked my phone and placed it face down on the table. The waiter asked softly if he should begin serving. I nodded. And just like that, I sat alone in a room meant for 57 people, listening to the quiet sound of plates being set for guests who were never coming. That night didn't break me the way people might expect. It didn't make me angry in a loud, dramatic way. It did something quieter. It made everything clear. After I left the Silver Room, I drove back to my house on Alder Street. The streets were empty, the kind of silence that usually feels peaceful, but that night, it felt honest. I unlocked my door, stepped inside, and didn't turn the lights on right away. I just stood there for a moment, letting the darkness settle around me. For years, I had been showing up for people who never once stopped to ask if I needed them. I finally turned on the kitchen light and poured myself a glass of water. My phone buzzed a few times on the counter, but I ignored it. I already knew what it would be. Excuses, maybe jokes, maybe nothing meaningful at all. Instead, I walked over to my study, the one room in the house that actually felt like it belonged to me. That room held everything they never paid attention to. My work. My records. My truth. I sat down at my desk and opened my laptop. The screen lit up, and for a moment, I just stared at it. Then I opened a folder I hadn't touched in a while. It was labeled simply, Accounts. Inside were years of transactions. Not business ones, personal ones. Every time I had helped my family, every time I had covered something for them, every time they said, "We'll pay you back soon." I never argued. I never chased them. I just saved it. I started reviewing the numbers again, slowly. $8,500 for Olivia's apartment deposit when she moved to a better part of the city. $21,000 for her temporary lifestyle upgrade that somehow lasted 6 months. $75,000 for my father's business idea that he was so sure would change everything. $3,200 here. $12,700 there. Trips, emergencies, dinners, debts. It all added up. $614,300. I leaned back in my chair and let out a long breath. It wasn't about the money anymore. It never really was. It was about what it represented. Every time I said yes when I should have said no, every time I chose to be there for them while they slowly stopped being there for me. Then I remembered the message from my mother. Hope that's fine. That was the moment something shifted inside me. Not anger. Not revenge. Just decision. I opened a new window and started building something simple. A private page. Clean layout. No decorations. Just facts. I listed every transaction clearly. Date, amount, short description. No exaggeration, no emotion. Just truth. At the top of the page, I typed, Family Account Summary. At the bottom, I added the final number, $614,300. Then I paused. For a second, I thought about closing it all, forgetting it, moving on quietly like I always had. That would have been easier. That's what they expected from me. But then I thought about that empty room. 57 chairs. And me, sitting alone. I didn't close the page. Instead, I opened the video file I had recorded earlier without really thinking about it. It showed everything: the long table, untouched food, the soft lighting, and the silence. At the end of the video, there was a short clip of me sitting there. I looked calm, but tired. I added the video to the page. Then I wrote one line under it: "This was my birthday." I didn't need to explain anything else. The truth was enough. I checked the time. 3:27 a.m. For most people, that's the quietest hour of the night. For me, it felt like the right moment. No distractions. No noise. Just a clean decision. I opened the family group chat. I didn't scroll through the older messages. I didn't read what they had said after I stopped replying. It didn't matter anymore. I pasted the link. Then I typed one sentence: "Watch this before sunrise." I looked at it for a few seconds, making sure I didn't want to change anything. I didn't. I pressed send. The message went through instantly. For a moment, I kept staring at the screen, as if something dramatic would happen right away. But nothing did. No replies. No typing bubbles. Just silence. I placed my phone face down on the desk. Then I leaned back in my chair again, closed my eyes, and let out a slow breath. For the first time in a long time, I felt something unfamiliar. Not relief exactly. Not satisfaction either. It was something simpler. I had finally said everything I needed to say, without shouting, without arguing, without chasing anyone. Just once, I didn't wait for them to understand me. I just showed them the truth. And whatever came next, I was ready for it. I woke up later than usual that morning, around 9:18 a.m., and for a moment, I forgot everything. The room was quiet, sunlight slipping through the curtains, casting soft lines across the wall. It felt like any other day, calm, ordinary. But then I saw my phone on the bedside table, and it all came back in an instant. The link. The message. 3:27 a.m. I reached for my phone, not rushing, just steady. When I unlocked it, the screen filled with notifications so fast it almost didn't look real. Missed calls, unread messages, emails, everything stacked on top of each other like they had been waiting for me to wake up. I didn't open anything right away. Instead, I got out of bed, walked to the kitchen, and made myself coffee. The same routine I followed every morning. Measure, pour, wait. It gave me time to think, or maybe not think at all. I wasn't nervous. That was the strange part. I felt prepared. I sat down at the table, took a sip, and only then did I start reading. "Mom, Daniel, call me immediately." "Olivia, what is this?" "Are you serious right now?" "Dad, we need to talk." "This is not appropriate." There were more messages below, longer ones, more emotional, but they all said the same thing in different ways. Shock, anger, confusion. Not a single one started with "I'm sorry." I set the phone down. That told me everything I needed to know. Instead of replying, I opened my laptop and went back to the page I had created. The family account summary was still there, unchanged, simple and clear. But something else had changed. The view count. It wasn't just my family anymore. The number had gone up overnight, more than I expected. At first, I thought it was a glitch, but it wasn't. The page had been shared. I hadn't sent it to anyone else, but someone in that group chat must have. Or maybe more than one of them. I clicked on the video. There I was, sitting alone in that long room. 57 chairs. Plates untouched. The quiet almost loud. I watched it all the way through again, not as the person in the video, but as someone seeing it for the first time. It didn't look dramatic. It looked real. And that was enough. By 10:30 a.m., the messages had changed. The tone shifted. Less anger. More pressure. "Mom, you didn't have to do this publicly." "Dad, this could damage the family." "Olivia, take it down. We'll talk privately." I read those carefully. They weren't upset about what happened. They were upset that people could see it. That difference mattered. I closed the messages and leaned back in my chair. Outside, the street was still calm. A few cars passed by, nothing unusual. The world hadn't stopped. It never does, no matter how personal something feels. At 11:45 a.m., I refreshed the page again. Something new appeared. A payment notification. $5,000. No message attached. Just the transfer. I stared at it for a second, then refreshed again. Another one. $12,000. Then another. $2,300. Small amounts compared to the total, but they kept coming. Not fast, not all at once, but steady, like quiet admissions they couldn't put into words. I didn't feel satisfaction. I didn't even feel surprised. I just understood what it meant. They had seen it. Not just the numbers, but the truth behind them. By early afternoon, things outside the page started shifting too. Olivia's social profiles, full of photos from her promotion party the night before, suddenly went quiet. Some posts disappeared. Others had comments turned off. It was subtle, but noticeable. My father stopped calling around the same time. No final message. No explanation. Just silence. That silence felt different from the one the night before. It wasn't empty. It was heavy. Around 2:40 p.m., I put my phone down again and walked outside. The air was cooler than I expected, and I took a slow walk down Alder Street. Nothing had changed out there. Same houses, same quiet sidewalks, but something had changed in me. For years, I had carried everything quietly, thinking that was the right thing to do. That being patient, being reliable, being the one who handles it would eventually mean something. But that morning showed me something else. People don't always understand what you give them, until you stop giving it. When I got back home, I didn't check my messages right away. I didn't feel the need to. Whatever needed to be said had already been said. Not through arguments, not through long explanations, just through one simple truth, shown at the right time. And for the first time in a long while, I didn't feel like I was waiting for anything. Not an apology, not approval, not even understanding. I just felt done with pretending everything was fine when it clearly wasn't. Whatever came next, it wouldn't be on their terms anymore. It would be on mine. That evening, I did something I didn't expect I would do. I went back to the Silver Room. The same place. The same building. The same quiet elegance that had witnessed one of the loneliest nights of my life just hours before. As I walked through the entrance, I felt a strange sense of calm instead of discomfort. It was as if the place no longer held power over me the way it had the night before. The manager recognized me immediately. His expression shifted slightly, not pity this time, but something closer to respect. He didn't ask questions. He didn't mention the empty party or the video. He simply nodded and said, "Welcome back, sir." That was enough. This time, I didn't reserve the whole room. I asked for a single table. Just one seat. No long arrangements, no unnecessary details. The staff guided me to a quiet corner by the window, where the city lights outside looked soft and distant, almost unreal. I sat down, took a slow breath, and for the first time in a long while, I wasn't thinking about who should be there. I ordered something simple. Nothing extravagant, nothing symbolic. Just a meal for one person who finally understood his own worth. While I waited, I looked around the room. Other tables were filled with people, laughing, talking, celebrating their own moments. And for once, I didn't feel left out. I felt separate. And that separation felt peaceful. At exactly 8:15 p.m., almost the same time as the night before, a waiter approached my table. In his hands was a small plate with a single slice of cake and one candle lit at the center. "I thought you might like this," he said quietly. I didn't remember ordering it, but I nodded anyway. "Thank you." He placed it gently in front of me and stepped away without another word. I stared at the candle for a few seconds. The flame moved slightly, steady but alive. It was so different from the night before. No crowd, no expectations, no need to perform or pretend. Just one moment. Just me. I leaned forward and blew out the candle. No silence followed this time. No heaviness. Just a quiet sense of closure. After dinner, I didn't rush home. I walked slowly through the city, letting the cool air clear my mind. The streets were brighter than usual, or maybe I was just seeing them differently. For so long, I had measured my life by how much I could give, how much I could carry for others. That night, I started measuring it differently. By what I chose to keep. When I finally returned to my house on Alder Street, everything felt familiar, but lighter. I set my keys down, loosened my jacket, and sat on the couch without turning on the television or checking my phone right away. The silence no longer felt empty. It felt earned. After a while, I picked up my phone and unlocked it. There were still messages, fewer now, but more thoughtful. Some were longer. Some were quieter in tone. I didn't open most of them, but one message caught my attention. It was from Olivia. Simple. "I'm sorry." No excuses. No extra words. Just that. I read it twice, then set the phone down again. For the first time, I believed that she might actually mean it. Not completely, not perfectly, but enough to matter. Still, I didn't reply. Not because I wanted to ignore her, but because I understood something I hadn't before. An apology doesn't fix everything instantly. And forgiveness doesn't have to be rushed. I stood up, walked over to the window, and looked out at the quiet street. The same street I had walked down earlier that day, but now it felt different. Or maybe I did. 4 years, I had been waiting for appreciation, for recognition, for someone to finally notice everything I had done. But that waiting had cost me something I didn't realize until now. It had cost me myself. That night, I made a quiet decision. I wouldn't cut them off completely. I wouldn't disappear or pretend they didn't exist. But things would change. Boundaries would exist where there were none before. Respect would no longer be optional. And most importantly, I wouldn't keep proving my worth to people who only noticed it when it was taken away. I picked up my phone one last time before going to bed. I opened the family chat, looked at the messages, and then closed it again without typing anything. Not yet. Because for once, I didn't feel the need to respond immediately. Some things needed time. And for the first time in my life, I was finally okay with that. I turned off the lights, walked to my room, and lay down. As I closed my eyes, there was no replay of the empty room, no echo of silence, no weight pressing on my chest. Just stillness. And in that stillness, I realized something simple but important. That night wasn't the end of something. It was the beginning of something I should have chosen a long time ago. Myself.